Thanks for coming out. My name's Steen, and I'm going to tie a few caddis patterns that I like to fish throughout the state, mostly small streams, but I mean, these things are known patterns from all over the world, so give them a shot. First pattern is a Norwegian pattern, just called the D-ret, or actually translates to the animal. So I'm going to bring my thread back all the way to the eye of the hook, and I'm going to take a clump of deer hair, strip out all the, try to strip out all the fuzzies. Let's see, I'm gonna find my fancy comb. Alright, go ahead and give this a stack. And tips are all lined. And I'm going to measure this tail kind of about just a little ways past the end of the hook. This is kind of a short, stubby tail. And I'm going to put in a wrap just around the hair first, and then I'm going to put in 2 wraps, and I'm going to cinch it tight. Put in a couple more wraps, and now I'm going to do fairly loose wraps towards the back. And once I've got to this point, then you can cinch it a little bit to get that hair to flare a little bit more. Now you can come back in and give this some firmer wraps to compress that hair. And then a couple wraps underneath will keep it from wanting to roll. And so whatever hackle whatever color you want to make this, let's see, I'm looking for something that's a little short. Now let's try different hackle. That's a little short. So I'm going to tie the hackle in at the back. I've seen guys start the hackle at the front and wrap it backwards, and then they'll either have a piece of monofilament or the tag end of their thread, which they'll use to trap the hackle. But just tie that in and clip off the tag end, and then come back and tie in some dubbing. Let's see, we're going to go with some light olive Beaver Plus dubbing. This is a real light dubbing. It's a mix of beaver fur and antron, so it gives a little sparkle, but it's also good floating, good dry fly dubbing. Just a titch more. we're just going to palmer that hackle forward. Fairly close wraps, but not touching. One more wrap. Go ahead and capture your hackle with a couple wraps, and I put a wrap in front and then go back and put another wrap behind it. And now just lift up all those butts, put in a couple wraps, and put in a whip finish or two. Okay, clip that. And then pull all these butts forward, and I'm going to give it a pretty good size head. Now this is more than fishable just like this, but this is a pattern that's intended to ride a little lower in the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and come in and clip everything off the bottom. So now it should ride flush. And it's similar to there's an American pattern called the rough water caddis. It's very similar to that. But so I fished this in a lot of small streams, and the cutthroat seem to love it. So, but most cutthroat are pretty stupid. So that was a size 12, just a standard dry fly hook.